Hello and welcome to another edition of AttractWell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by founder of AttractWell, Greg Kilwine. Hey, Greg.
Hey everyone, really glad you're here today.
We're excited to have you here today. We're going to be talking about something that I hope finds you in an opportune moment. I'm actually kind of curious as you're coming in. First, hi, welcome. We're excited to have you here. Say hello in the comments. Let us know what you do. And let me know, have you ever been in a position where you know you want to have a product launched or a program filled, but you feel like you kind of waited a little too long to get started, or you didn't think ahead enough. Maybe your promoting window wasn't quite long enough to fill the thing before you wanted to have the thing filled. Have you found yourself in a position where you felt like you were kind of behind the ball on a launch? If you have felt that way before, go ahead and let me know in the chat. We're going to talk about today how you can start preparing now for end of season. So maybe end of Q4, if you've got anything you want to run for the end of the year, or maybe even more ideally, planning for the new year. So if you want to have a program that is fully built out and filled going into the new year, this is a really great time to start planning here in Q4. So today, we are going to go through what that looks like to get yourself started in that planning. And then I'm going to walk you through what we have in AttractWell that will help you get all of this done so that you can run these programs and have them really off to the races and filled by the time you want them filled. So we're going to pop out a video. Again, don't be shy. Head over into the chat. Let us know where you're coming in from and who you serve. We are really thrilled to have you here. This is a live call that we offer every Thursday at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. And it's a free opportunity for you to connect with community, learn a little bit more about AttractWell, and maybe learn something that you didn't know before. So today, I really have been on a planning kick, actually, not just today, but like really this whole year. And it's worked so nicely. And so I'm really focusing on quarterly planning, particularly with content and launches. And I want to make sure that you have a little bit of that benefit as well. If that's not something that you're currently doing, I really want to help facilitate that for you. Because the more we can get ahead of what we know we want to do, the less we're reacting to what our business needs, which is really where it's running us and we're not running it, right? And I want you to stay in the driver's seat as your business grows, building those sustainable practices. So, what we're going to talk about today is how you can plan and promote your next launch, building up your momentum now for a stress-free season. Right now, we're in October, looking ahead to one of the busier times of year, in particular for a lot of people personally, could also be a busy business time of year as well. If you're someone who might want to take advantage of sales over the holiday season, or if you sell to businesses, maybe capturing those end of year purchases, now is really the time to be thinking about what you want to put out there and having it prepared so that you aren't on a hamster wheel during the busiest personal time of the year with all the holidays coming up. So what we'll talk about here today are how to plan and organize your next offer before the new year rush or the holiday rush if you've got something that you want to do a little bit sooner. We're going to talk about how you can use features in AttractWell like vaults, pages, and campaigns to prep once and sell repeatedly. We're going to talk about how we can fill our programs and even build wait lists before our audience checks out for the holidays. And of course, as always, we will do some live help and Q&A. If you are here looking for support, if you want to chat together, we have that opportunity here on this call. This is a live work session, and we love to hear from you. So if you have questions, or if you know that you would like to speak together on this call, let me know in the Q&A and we'll make sure to get to you. Greg is also here. He built the platform. He's also capable of answering questions here as well, in some cases far more qualified than myself. Today, we are welcoming you guys here live. If you are watching this as a replay, we would love for you to come and join us. Come to attractwell.com/office hours. It'll get you onto these live Zoom calls on as many Thursdays as you would like. You'll be the first to receive resources and replays. And of course, you get to be a part of this awesome community here. And of course, if you would like to work together, we do reserve space. So, ad hoc, if you need something, there's a good chance that you could always pop in and ask for help. But if you would like to set aside some time, 15, maybe up to 30 minutes where we are working on something that you want to work on together, we can do that here. And it's so helpful, not only for you to have hands-on and eyes on what you're doing, but the community benefits as well as we grow together. So feel free to take advantage of this, attractwell.com/work review. And if you would like to just hand off your project to someone who is super qualified to do it for you, our team can handle that as well. You can go to attractwell.com/concierge to learn more. All right, so let's talk about why right now, mid-October is the best time to plan, particularly for the new year. So if you want to launch something that starts in January, but this is also sort of your last chance to really plan something that you might be doing over the holidays, especially if you're somebody who's going to be running any promos for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday, etc. So we're here right now, start of Q4. Time is running out to set up and really get into promoting what we want to sell next. And so if we don't have an end of year offer or beginning of next year offer yet, this is a really good chance to go ahead and get that up and get the seats filled, right? And so the system we're going to follow here today is going to help you just prep for a strong and organized start to Q1 or a strong close, of course, to Q4 if you want to fill something by the end of the year. So the first thing that we need to do is develop our launch plan, right? And that begins with deciding what exactly it is that we are going to offer. So a course, a program, a package of calls, whatever that looks like, and how you'll deliver it, right? My recommendation for the majority of us, depending on what you are offering, if it includes some kind of an interactive element beyond just one-on-one calls with you. Maybe there are videos, maybe there's community. That's something that's going to be held in what's called a vault inside of AttractWell. But if this is simply an opportunity to meet with you one-on-one, either or meet with you live one-on-one or in group, or maybe this is a download that you're offering, whatever that looks like. Be sure how it is that you want this thing to be delivered. If this is going to be a program, if this is going to be a course, it is going to live in a vault. But it could be that you're setting up something slightly different. And if you're here on the call today and you have an idea and you'd like to explore what that setup would look like in AttractWell, you're in the right place. Feel free to go into the Q&A and let me know what you are planning to offer, and we can make sure that you have everything in place in terms of your plan for where it will go. Then you want to choose your dates, right? And importantly, this is going to be when you're selling, right? So the period that this will be available for purchase. So our cart open and close. If this is a live delivery program, you want to be clear on that. So let's just say, for instance, we have a cart open the week of Black Friday, and maybe that runs 2 weeks. And you're pre-filling a program that will run right after the Christmas holiday, perhaps going into the new year. Or maybe this starts in January, right? So you want to be clear, when am I selling and when am I delivering, and make sure that those are fully defined. Any live calls that are tied to your offer, you want to go ahead and make sure that those are at least tentatively scheduled as well. And then you want to decide how you're going to sell it, right? So is this going to be something that you're just a page that says, here's all the information, buy it here? Or will you be hosting a live webinar using a sales video? How will you be making the pitch? Are you going to be having discovery calls where you might actually be sitting down and qualifying leads before selling a high ticket package? Then we want to map our offer content. So here we'll list the materials that you'll need to deliver your offer effectively, like your videos, your downloads, or any of your branding assets that would make your vault look the way you want it to when you deliver your program or course. This is something we can go ahead and create now, or you do want to make sure, of course, that you are blocking time out to finish before your delivery dates. We are going to talk a little bit today about how you can actually pre-sell if you want to actually start taking payment now, right? So if you are actively promoting, if you want to have your cart open sooner, but you maybe don't have all of the pieces ready yet, we'll talk a little bit about how you can get that done today. And if you're still finalizing, you can, and this is what I'll show you, set up a wait list or a pre-sale page that you can use to start promoting while you are finishing out the build on your offer. From there, we plan out our marketing calendar. And to do that, we're going to organize our sales messaging, right? First, for clarity and consistency. If we've got our dates and we know our cart open, we know our cart close, then we know what the period of time looks like where we can fit that crescendo of pitch, right? Because when we're opening an offer, we aren't going to be hitting hard with sales messaging in the same way that we will when the cart is closing and we are letting them know that, you know, scarcity is here. You only have this much time left. There are only this many seats left, etc. Right? So if we've got key dates in place for the emails and promotional posts that we're going to be putting together, that's going to allow us again to really refine what it is that we're saying and to establish that pattern. And then what you're going to do in AttractWell is we're going to utilize something called a date-based campaign, or you could use scheduled broadcasts. I'll show you how to do both. And essentially what this allows you to do is for all of the dates that you will be sending messages, scheduling out emails and or texts. You can have a campaign that drips that out on predetermined dates, or you can just go in and queue up those individual messages to go out on those dates. Then you create and schedule your assets. Here we will build our wait list or our sales page inside of AttractWell. The link to that page is what's going to go into those emails and social posts that will drive traffic to go and learn more and purchase. And if you are someone who needs to pre-qualify your leads, you do want to make sure that you've got some kind of a new front end funnel with a targeted lead magnet or a webinar style call that sells your offer. Now, let me break this down for you real quick, just in case this is unclear at all. If you are creating a new coaching package, right? You have a new consulting or coaching a services package that you're offering, and you are someone who needs to have a qualifying conversation with someone before they start working with you. My recommendation is not to just go out and say, I created a new package. Who wants it? Right? Because that's not really what people are going to pay attention to or react for. What you want to do is you want to come up with something that's very interesting or desired by the people who are a fit for that package, right? And you offer that. And the people who say yes to that are the ones you want to pursue for your discovery calls, right? So, just as an example, I have a top tier program. I work with healers who are struggling with ways to promote themselves, right? Because they're not natural promoters. They feel weird about selling or even sometimes taking money for the work that they do. Okay, I'm going to show them how to fill their holistic practice. Now, in order to do that, like that's my service. What I do is I work with them over 90 days and I'm going to help them build out their calendar and fill their practice with new patients or new clients inside of 90 days. I'm going to sell it for $5,000. Cool? Well, I'm not just going to go out there and say, here's my $5,000 thing. And not everybody is a fit, right? Because there are very specific sort of personality traits and desires that are aligned with the people that I want to be a part of this thing that I'm doing, because there is a group element. So I need to have calls with these people. How am I going to do that? I'm going to go and say, hey, healers, I'm offering a workshop where you can come and join me, and I'm going to show you 5 ways you can get new clients this week, right? And people who come to that call, right? So these are healers, ticked off the first box. They need more clients, right? So that's obviously people that I need in my offer. So anybody who says, yeah, I want that, to, hey, healers, I'm going to show you how to get 5 new clients this week. Those are going to be people that I want to have a conversation with. So that's creating some kind of a new front end funnel offer, right? Some new targeted lead magnet, in this case, more webinar style, that is going to provide the opportunity for me to identify the people that I should be pursuing. Right now, if you already have a list that you've been building and nurturing, and what you are launching is just perfect for them, you don't necessarily have to go to this length. But it is often advantageous to have some kind of trigger that you put out there that indicates that someone is ready to be sold to, right? So if you release some kind of a new lead magnet that is highly aligned with the offer that you're going to be making, then you're going to have a better audience to sell to. You're going to have higher conversion rates on your sales messages, and of course, higher efficacy at the end of the day in terms of how you fill your program. So then from there, we're going to promote our waitlist or our sales page, our funnel landing page consistently throughout the season ahead of our launch. Now, in AttractWell, this all becomes very simple because once you've done this one time, everything that you use to do this one time, you can replicate for other purposes, right? So all of these resources that we're talking about, so your campaigns, your vaults, your events, all of this stuff, everything in AttractWell is duplicable, right? So you can basically recreate your entire funnel here change the offer information, and do this again the following quarter, right? So it's very simple to go through and adjust these things once you've done it once. It does take a little bit of time to do it the first time, but it does make it a lot easier the next time you want to offer something. And you should be offering things regularly. The first thing that we offer is rarely the thing that sells forever. So if we are regularly introducing new things, we are figuring out what works best for us, for our audience, for our business. And with AttractWell, it's very simple for you to be able to modify what you've done and keep working toward the thing that is the right one. All right, so let's go get into AttractWell and pretend like we're setting something up. All right, let's see. If we come over here to our AttractWell dashboard. Where I would start here is actually with the page that I would use to convert. So what am I going to be promoting throughout my next launch? Now, if I don't have my program set up yet, what I would probably do first is maybe introduce a waitlist. A waitlist would be applicable for something that you have maybe launched before. So if you have a program that you've run before, you want to maybe allow people who have signed up previously to be able to rejoin. Or again, if you've got an offer that really is a spectacular fit for a buyer's list that you already have, then this would be the route that I would take. Another would be to create a sales page and kind of pre-sell what it is that you're doing. So what I would do here, and I think I have a wait list in here that I can show you. I do. In fact, we have a template for it, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's take a look at this as it's set up. I don't love this box, but I don't think that this is actually a version of the template. But here we go. This course is launching soon. While you wait for the doors to open, check out this free thing to help you right now. So again, there's always going to be a great benefit to having some kind of a lead magnet that is relevant to what you're selling. So that can be maybe a PDF or a quick video. If you have already created the content for your course or you've got a worksheet that you use with your clients, something like that that literally comes out of the paid offer itself, giving a sort of taste of what they'll get is a really great thing that you could put here, right? And here's how you kind of break down what you'll get in the course. You talk about the different features. You tell them more about what's in it. You tell them a little bit about you and your background. You give some social proof from client testimonials, and you've got an opportunity to include some Q&A. And then finally, we've got our wait list here. Now, I think if I actually go into here, oh, let me leave the page here. I have another one that's sales page with waitlist enabled. I don't want that one. All right, I'm just going to start from scratch. I'm going to click add. And you can see right here, it says coming soon / waitlist. Go ahead and grab that waitlist page. And it is right here, right? So this is what I was referring to before. This is actually a template, and you can play around with all of these controls. You can make this look exactly as you would want it to, but this is built right into the AttractWell system. So having something like this in place, once you have this queued up the way that you want to, this is something that you can start plugging in to your marketing, right? So people who are interested, they're ready, you can pop them onto a wait list like this. Now, if you don't want to wait list and you would like to use perhaps a sales page instead, we have templates for those too. So there are multiple sales page options here. I'm going to grab this gray one with the countdown timer. It's particularly advantageous if you have a specific window of time that you are offering your offer there. You can actually go in here and say when the offer closes. So whenever your cart close is. So here, this is December of 2025. Maybe my cart close is going to be on the 30th at 11:59 p.m. Right? And so obviously I wouldn't start promoting this 75 days ahead, but I'm creating this prior to when I'm selling it, and I will be selling it in the last couple of weeks of the year where they got that last opportunity to sign up before the new year for a new year program, right? So you can go through and take advantage of the sort of preset sections that are here. You could obviously create your own thing. You can animate this. You can make all kinds of changes that you like. Obviously swap these out with images from Canva, which by the way, if you scroll all the way down here, there are Canva templates on this sales page template here in AttractWell. So yeah, so basically your first step is to create the link that you're going to be sending people to, right? So that could be a waitlist page or it could be a sales page like this one. Okay. Now, once you have that, we want to, if you've established your dates for marketing, I would then go in and consider creating a campaign. And this is going to be a sales campaign. And so in this period of time, we are going to send messages on an every other day or everyday basis, depending on how long you have the cart open. I would go over here and click add. I prefer to use email preferred as the send by, just in case I collect phone numbers and those people haven't necessarily given me express permission to send them texts. This will be my program name sales campaign. The name that they will see is program name. I'm going to create. And then what I might consider doing here is go over to Write with AI and say, I am launching a program that will run in January 2026. I will promote this program in the last 2 weeks of 2025 with cart close on January 30th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, because it's the information that I put onto my countdown timer on my sales page or my waitlist page, right? So I'm launching the program. All right. Um, Outline a messaging strategy for a sales campaign for the following program, right? And this is where I would put the information. Oh, cart, yes, thank you, Denny. I love your details. Okay, yes, December. Cart close December. Thanks. Um, all right. So my program, and as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that I have in my AI setup in AttractWell. I think I've already outlined what my program is. So let me just go into my AI settings and see if I've done that. Because I could say, yeah, my core paid offer is the vital energy reset. Yeah, so I'm just going to refer to it as the vital energy reset because I already have that in my AI settings. By the way, highly recommend you check out our Write with AI training, right? Because all of this that you see here really makes the AI in AttractWell work super well for you. And let me show you where you can find this. If you're new, welcome. Go over here to Success Academy. Click on live training and replays. I'm going to type in AI, and the most recent one that you'll see here is this one right here, this Write Smarter, Sound Like You. And what I'm going to do here is pop into here. I'm going to send you our blog post link, everybody, here in the chat. If you don't have your AI set up in AttractWell yet to sound like you, I swear some of the outputs that you can get here are as good as the ones that I get with paid ChatGPT. If you train it to write like you, right? And you will with that training, and it's all in that blog post, so definitely check that out. And I'm just going to go ahead and say outline a messaging strategy for a sales campaign for the oh gosh, and now I forgot the name of the program, the Vital Energy Reset. All right, the Vital Energy Reset. I will send an email every other day during this period, with the exception of the last uh, 3 days. Okay. All right, so I'm going to let this write. And basically, what I'm wanting AI to do is to kind of give me an idea of how I can ramp up, right? And now it actually, because my Write with AI knows what the Vital Energy Reset is, it knows that it's my program, and now I'm telling it when I'm promoting it. And so I'm asking it to actually give me a messaging strategy for a sales campaign. So it'll hopefully say, okay, on this day, you should do this, on this day, you should do that, etc. And then I can come back and actually ask it to write for me, right? All right. Email one, announcement and excitement. Email two, highlight the value, address potential objections, member success stories, program details. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to copy all this to clipboard and actually put it into a word processor that you guys won't be able to see, but I'm just copying it into a place so I can just more easily grab what's here. Because what I want to do next is actually ask it to write the first campaign. All right, so I'm going to copy the first campaign. So write the first message of this campaign. I'm going to paste what it told me, and then I'm going to copy what's here and prompt it for that. And once I have it, I'm going to copy that down and I'm going to go create a message. And then we're just going to set this campaign up the rest of the way. I'm not going to go through all of the steps here, but you'll kind of see where I'm going with this, just to kind of allow it that. Oh, see, I love this. It's giving this to me in HTML format. And it's only doing that because I asked it to in my AI settings. And I might want to modify that because I actually set up those AI settings before we had this gorgeous email builder. But this is, I believe, what it was going to do for me. So let me do like a quick look here and see. Oh, yes. See, it's automatically populating the image and then it's giving me all the copy here. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this and actually, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to edit this in the drag and drop email builder. Ooh, look at that. It already looks so good. All right. So I can just come down here and what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy everything that it just said here. And I'm going to come up here and ask Write with AI to write a subject line and preview text for this first message of my program sales campaign. And I'm going to have that write my subject line. I'm going to have it write my preview text. So, okay, I like this. I'm just going to copy all of this. And again, I'm just going to pop this into another place so I can grab what I want from it more easily. And here again, love this. Paste. And this, obviously, this very specific language you're seeing here is only here because I'm talking to postpartum women. This is only here because I gave that information to the Write with AI. So once this is done, and I obviously can't say your name, I'm actually going to go in here and drag in my signature where I want it, right there. Super cool. All right. So yeah, once I have that done, I can continue with the rest of the messages in my campaign. I'm going to go ahead and make this a day one message and save it. And I'm going to show you how you can make this date based. All right. So as I mentioned, the last 2 weeks of December of 2025 is when I'm going to promote this. This is the cart close date. So the first date of this campaign is actually going to be somewhere over, I'm just going to pretend it's going to be the 15th. I'm going to send this on actually the 14th because that means that this sends on the 15th. Let's go ahead and give it a time of 9 a.m. Central Time or 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And so you're just going to repeat this. And every time you add a new message, you're going to make sure that the date shows up and it's showing up on the particular date that you want, right? And then as you're building through here, you do want to make sure that as you are introducing the program that you have a link to it. So we do want to go ahead and see that that is here. It is not. So we would need to grab our link and pop that in here. Let me scroll down to the bottom of this. And here's where I would actually link to the reset page. Here's my sales page with countdown timer, and I'm going to say join the reset. I'm going to make this a button. There we go. So now if I preview this, you can see that it's all there. right? And so you want to make sure in each one of these emails, you are kind of creating a crescendo in the direction of scarcity, of the cart closing, time, there not being a lot of time left, et cetera. And you're going to do this over the course of a couple of weeks, making sure that you got a link to go to your sales page or your waitlist page, right? And yeah, and you're just going to make sure that it's delivered on the dates that you want them delivered. Now, the other option, if you really want to do this, is you would filter for your contacts that you know that you want to send to. You would go filter, and this would maybe be for your leads or for your general mailing list or whomever. You filter for them, and then you go, well, maybe I'm going to find my general mailing list. There we go. Need one that actually has some contacts in it. There we go. I'm going to send a message, and here I can use, whatever template I want to use, or that one that I just started with. Um, All right, and then you can go over here and you can schedule. Again, just like we did, with the campaign, it's just going to automatically send. You could go in and manually set up a message per day for the particular list that you want to send stuff to. So just so you know, you've got multiple options there. So we've got our page that we are selling or waitlisting on, and we've got our campaign where we're actively promoting. Now, if you wanted to set up a funnel, a top of funnel that, some new offer that you would use to kind of see who is primed and interested in actually buying, right? So that the engaged people on your list who would be most likely to purchase. Then what you would do there is you would determine whatever the thing is that you're offering. So let's just say perhaps you are offering a live workshop, and that's something that you want to promote first. Obviously, you're going to want to have a date for that. Maybe I do that in December before my cart opens. So to do that, I like going to pages. You could use landing pages for this if you really want to. I would go over here to add. And where is that? There's actually this homepage right here, this Jenna homepage, template homepage. I actually really like this for like webinar style promotional. I don't know. It's not what you have to do, but I like it this way. Um, it's set up very, amenably to that. So I would basically pitch my workshop this way, and I would set up the page here. The campaign that I would have attached here would certainly be a date-based one under the leads category. And that would be a separate campaign that would just simply say you're registered, right? Here's what you'll learn if you want to invite a friend or colleague, etc. You would attach that campaign here. Um, and then you would maybe remind them T minus 24 and T minus 1, right? So a day before, an hour before, you would remind them our call starts soon. And if you're going to be using your built-in Zoom in AttractWell, then make sure that you are creating that Zoom meeting and popping the link to that Zoom meeting into that campaign that you're creating, right? And again, that campaign that's, for this workshop that you might offer at the top of your funnel, you are going to put that over here, page settings, under the leads tab, down here to where it says send campaign. Now, a quick aside, don't know if you guys noticed this yet. If you've been around AttractWell for any amount of time, you might be someone who has asked us if it's possible to add the ability to accept files when people fill out forms. This is really more of a feature that would work for you if you are looking to maybe onboard clients, or if you're accepting resumes or whatever that might look like for you and how you're operating. We now have an option, thanks to Greg, when you are building out forms on our pages to choose a file upload. And you can require it, and it can be images, downloads of documents, audios, or you can keep that open to any type of file. So that is a super cool new thing that we now have in AttractWell. If that is something that you're interested in, you can now accept files somewhere other than online classes, which is pretty cool. All right. So another thing that you could do if you didn't want to do a workshop is you could create a similar page, and then maybe in that campaign that you attach, you could send a white paper, a PDF, some kind of a download. That is an option there as well. Um, and then, um, and then, yeah, finally, the last thing we would want to do is make sure that we build out our actual offer. So last week we talked a bit about what that looks like. So building out a course or a program. And we do have, by the way, a complete step-by-step how-to on how to create an online course, a signature program, a group program, a private client dashboard, all here, community, whatever it is that you want to create. This is here for you and it's free for you as a member of our community. This is recently updated and it walks you through all the steps of setting up vaults and classes and branding them. There are templates in here for Canva to, make things look exactly how you want them to look. Really kind of decoding what goes where and how those things play out. So if you have not yet built the thing that you're going to sell, and it is something that is a course or a program or a private client experience, highly recommend that you take a little bit of time to go through the steps that are contained right here, because that's going to really walk you through everything you need to know to get yourself a vault set up that you can then start selling. Now, the final thing that you want to make sure that you are doing, if you are offering something that is not a one-time sale, meaning like or a one-time payment. If this is a multi-part payment or if it's a recurring payment that you are launching, then you will want to make sure that your vault is set up um, for payments and that you have that those payment options there when it's time for you to sell. So I'm actually going to come over here and sign into my account because my account has payments enabled. So if I go over here to vaults in the member area, let me find one that has, here we go. Actually set this up last week, I think. Yeah, under payment setup here, this is where you can actually go and say paid in full, $497 one time, $297 for 2 months. If you use a coupon code, you get that, maybe this is like an early bird thing, or you could do a two-part payment of $397. So you see how that works. Yeah, you can, you do want to make sure that you have your payments set up here on the vault level if what you're selling is a multi-part payment. If it's a one-time payment, then just use a page for it. You're going to want a sales page anyway. And I mean, not that you can't do a one-time payment here at the vault level. It's just, this assumes that the vault is ready. So if your vault is ready, use your vault checkout to sell. Obviously, when somebody checks out here, they're going to have access to the vault. So I would not put this payment option out there until you have something in here that's ready to go. Now, the good news is that you can hide things. So let's just say, for instance, this class is not finished. I can go ahead and hide what's in here and have the discussion room in here so people can come in and start getting value right away. And that is a really important thing. If you're going to start pre-selling or selling something early, it is really important that you deliver something, give them something to sink their teeth into now so that they aren't losing steam or worse, regretting their decision, right? So get them into a space where they can receive some kind of value. And then you can, of course, hide anything that is still in progress. Another cool thing that you could do with your classes here, again, this is something that you can choose to do, depending on whether or not maybe you're creating as it is being rolled out. Totally fine to do. What you can do here is on specific dates you can unlock content. So it could be that maybe you have the first couple of videos done and those are available right away, but then the rest of these might not unlock for another week or another month or however your program is set up. So again, you can go ahead and set up a vault and even give access to that vault to people, but they will be able to see on their end when the rest of the content is going to be available for them to open and engage with. All right. So I know I've got a few questions here and definitely some more in the chat. And I think there was one person, I'm not sure if you are here. Let me see. Lalji, if you're here, if you could pop your hand up. You did sign up for a work review, so I definitely want to bring you out if you are. Otherwise, I'm just going to go through all these questions we have. All right. Ricky says, apart from the bonus class and how to build your online course, is there any other training on using Trello for planning AttractWell projects? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Our content planning systems is where you're going to see a lot of Trello use. And that's going to be, if you go to our blog or you just, check out our YouTube channel. Let me just do a quick share here real quick and show you what I'm referring to. All right, under the Success Academy, it's just a quick way to find everything that's on our YouTube channel. And our YouTube channel now always has a link to our blog as well. So if you go to, let me see, view by topic, content planning systems. So this guy right here, and these I believe are all on our blog as well. So let me just pop this in here for you. If you want to really dig into using Trello for planning, planning for your content is it's spectacular. I can't live without it. And you know, I wouldn't be banked 6 weeks ahead were it not for Trello. And it took me years to start using it, weirdly. Like Greg introduced it to me like in 2017. And I don't think I really actually started like making the most of it for it was too long. All right. Hi, Peggy. All right. Running a text campaign that sends a text every day. Awesome. I have scheduled 100 days of text. To keep us going for more days, should I just keep adding text to the end of what I've scheduled already? Or is there another way to arrange this? Eventually, the text will repeat so that they receive the same text again. Okay. Um, so if the additional messages that you want to send, like, so think about your campaign as being a reusable asset. And I hope that it is, because that's a hundred instances of something that I hope that you can use again and again. So if there's more than 100 that you ultimately want to have, then I would just be adding those to the campaign itself, maybe at the end of the campaign. Um, yeah, I would do it that way. If the messages are more just sort of like ad hoc, if it's just like this ad as needed thing, like I need to send a reminder, then just send an individual broadcast. But if it's a part of what you're already doing in the campaign, then I would just add to the campaign. All right. Uploading files from a form. Yeah, for sure, Danny. We can walk through that. Can you show what you mean by hiding something that's in progress? Okay, you saw that. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah. Let's take a look at uploading a file. Awesome, Diane. I'm glad you're seeing that. Let's see. Jace says I'm a new health and wellness coach in the DC area. Awesome. Oh, great. Well, we're excited to have you here. Really quick before I go and show this demo for Denny, Jason, anyone else who's here who is new to AttractWell, I want to call your attention to a really important thing that you should know about. So first, there's a Success Academy here, right? And there's a little quiz you can take that can help us see where you're at and what you need. It'll help us to be able to guide you better, but really something that could help you tremendously. And this is something that's very unique to what we do and sort of our ethos here with AttractWell is that we have real humans that want to like help you and spend time with you to help you if you need it or want it. And so if you go right here to get help from a real person, obviously you're here today. Real people are here that can help you today. But there are also really cool opportunities like this group help call that Pam does. It's always like 5 people or fewer going straight to whatever it is that you want to work on or learn about. And so you aren't sitting through 30 minutes of me going on and teaching about something and demoing stuff. You could just go work on what you want to work on. And so if you're brand new and you're trying to figure out where you go next, or you want to get your footing, obviously I'm happy if you want to chat today, raise your hand and I'll bring you out. And I'm happy to chat with anybody here on today's call. But you can actually have some really great dedicated space here. And Pam is an ace. Like she's a designer, she's a copywriter, she's great with the tech. She knows all of it. She's a sweetheart and she's super helpful. So definitely take advantage of that. It's just such a awesome, awesome thing. All right, so Denny wanted to see what it looks like to upload. And I actually haven't even done this yet myself. So let me go through. Oh, there we go, attractwell.com/live help. And she has multiple call options that you'll see there as well. Okay, let me see if I've got maybe a page in this account that I could do this with without having to go to something else. Mm, maybe this one. Okay, cool. Funnel checkup. Under leads, fields and booking, I'm going to add a field. I'm going to require it. And I'm going to say upload brand your brand kit PDF here. How about that? File upload. I'm going to require that this is a document, and I'm going to say done, and I'm going to say save. All right. So when I go to view this, oh, look at that. Oh no, this is a sales page. Oops. Let me find another option here. I'm just going to create a new one. All right. I don't want to have to work out not paying 197 to. All right, here we go. Upload your brand guideline PDF here. Required file upload documents. Okay, so I'll save this, and this is a test. Okay. Okay, so I'll choose a file. Do I have a PDF I could use that I am? Oh, here we go. How about that? All right, I'm going to upload that. Click join. And now if I go into my my contacts, actually, if you go to my dashboard, you can see the contact that just registered. Oops. There we go. Perfect. And you can see here, there's the note. Greg, where do I find the download?
In the contact files.
It doesn't look like it added it.
Okay.
Huh. Okay, but that will be where it
That's where it should
goes.
go anyway. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's where it should go. All right. That's the first time I've actually done that, and this is brand new. So yeah, that's where it's going to go when you do it, and I'm sure Greg is on that. All right. But yeah, anybody, if you have questions, if you want to talk through ideas for what you know you'd like to launch, you want to get an idea of what you want to have in place strategically or how you might want to approach that, feel free. Or if you have a question really about anything else, we did have someone who had signed up for a live work review who it looks like they didn't show. So there is space here if you would like to chat. Perfect. Hey, Frank, how can we help?
Hi, how are you?
Great. Thanks. Good to have you here today.
Thank you. I have two questions. The first one is I'm having problems finding the forms, the contact forms. Where are they located? And the second question is I imported some contacts and I thought I was asking the system to normalize the capitalization of the names. And all the names are in lowercase. Can I fix that?
Huh. Okay. So they're in like all lowercase, like the like first name, or it looks
Yes.
like, oh, it does look like there are some that are like that. I'm seeing that. Um, okay. So are they in the CSV file with all lowercase?
I can't remember. I don't think so.
Okay, so this, I think this is definitely going to be a call Greg in, because
Okay.
what I know is that there are some like exports that will put your contacts' names in all caps, but I haven't heard about removing all caps, also removing the capitalization of their first and last names. So, Greg, do you have any thoughts on that?
And could just if you're comfortable with it, send in the file to support@attractwell.com. We can take a look at it. Occasionally there's strange stuff in the file that might do that, but there might be a more straightforward explanation. And without seeing that original file, it'd be kind of hard to answer exactly what it is.
Okay. I
Yeah,
can
and that would
send
be
them.
probably a better way to handle that without like, yeah, I'd want to keep their contact information private, and this is going on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, but you were interested in the forms. Can you tell me about the use case for the forms? So you're talking about like the upload a document type forms, like what I was just talking about?
No. Where a person can input their information.
Mhm.
name, contact phone
Yeah.
number. So I've been looking for that, but I can't seem to find it.
Yeah, so there are two places you can find that. One of those is in the landing pages feature, and this is just the super simple. There's not a lot of other thing happening there. So like this one that you have here, it's going to always have a form on the page, which you have here, right? So
Hmm.
those are landing pages. Pages may or may not have a form on them. So I think you've got this new sign up template here, which should certainly have, yeah, that one is just a form, right? Because you can see it just has form right there. And the actual forms settings, so if we go to preview, you can see that there's nothing there in that form. So if we go to settings and we go to leads, um, we want to show it on the page and then fields and booking. And here's where you would have your discovery call. What income level are you seeking? And any other information that you want. I think this wasn't showing on this page because it said don't show. And where you have form inside of a bracket like that in a page section, it's just going to display the form that you set up here under leads, right here in this fields and booking. So if we go and we preview this now, you can actually see that it's all there.
Okay.
And it
I
actually embeds your
remembered,
calendar, which is cool.
yeah. I remembered settings, but I didn't remember where I would find settings. Okay, so I have to go into the page and
Mhm.
then from there go to settings. Okay.
That's right. Yeah. So our forms in AttractWell are inseparable from their pages. Yeah. I know in some CMs there's, forms can be separate from pages, but yeah, here the page either has a form or it doesn't, and and all of that's going to be contained in the settings for that page.
Okay. Just as an update, a couple of weeks ago, I had mentioned that I had gotten like tons and tons of opens and click links and no sales.
Mhm.
Update, fast forward, I have gotten sales. It just took them a minute to
That's great.
yeah. So it just took them a minute to absorb the material, I guess.
That's great. I mean,
But sales have been coming in.
you've got incredible engagement and click through with your list. So, I mean, yeah, it seems like it was only a matter of time. Whatever you're doing, targeting the right people, putting the right thing in front of them, you're clearly doing it right.
Good deal. All
Thanks for
right.
coming out.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, Denny says, so the document upload, the use cases for that. So I can't speak to all of the ones that were presented to us, but I think that the most common, readily available example would be um, maybe some type of an intake, right? So maybe you're a health practitioner and you want them to upload their lab forms for you to read. Maybe you have a PDF that is linked on the page, that's next to the form. And so you can say, download the agreement on this page, sign it, and upload it here. So that's another thing that you could do as well. Greg, do any use cases for that request come to mind readily for you? Seems like a really solid onboarding
Yeah,
piece.
that's all in the onboarding category.
Yeah,
Maybe one might be like, uh, we have some people that build websites for the people on our platform, and so maybe they need a recent photo or their
yeah,
favorite whatever photo that they want to put in there. So you could do something like that. So basically, any kind of file could be audio. Maybe it's we have a lot of musicians in the platform, so like maybe a recent performance or recording or something like that. So all kinds of possibilities there. Sort of just sky's the limit as far as
yeah.
thinking of what things are to do. But
Yeah, I didn't think about an audio file. I like that. No, yeah, if you are a service provider, such as for websites, branding, things like that, uploading any assets that they would need to be able to complete their work, Having this be a place where it's just going straight into the files section. So you're not asking for that back and forth via email. A lot of really, really solid use cases for that. If you're someone who needs to collect documents or other types of files from your clients in order to perform the work that you need to do. Awesome. All right. Thank you guys for sticking around and asking fantastic questions. We will be back next week, as always. If you have something that you would like to request, if there's something you'd like to work on or an answer that you're not seeing, know that we are thrilled to create trainings, resources, and sometimes featured updates just for you. So let us know, and we so appreciate you guys. We'll see you in our Facebook group in the meantime. Have a great week. We'll talk soon. Take care.